welcome to this daily hypnosis session for overcoming laziness. Before we begin, please remember that hypnosis is a state of focused attention and relaxation. This session is designed to help you explore your own mind. Never listen to this session while driving or operating heavy machinery. And now, on to the hypnosis. You know, it's funny how sometimes we just find ourselves drifting. Just like when you're sitting in a cozy chair, just feeling how the world moves on around you, and you let your mind wander. It's like that feeling of staring out a window, not really looking at anything in particular, yet somehow everything becomes softer, clearer. And you may notice your breath now, that gentle rise and fall, how easily it happens, without needing to think about it. And as you relax there listening to these words, it's okay to let yourself be here, to let go of that tension in your shoulders. Maybe even feel a warmth spreading from your fingertips. You don't have to do anything. Just notice how easily your body knows how to relax, how to drift, how to simply be here in this moment, now. And as you're sitting there, you might begin to recall a time, perhaps long ago, when you were simply lying on a blanket in a field, looking up at the clouds. Do you remember how those clouds seemed to float so effortlessly, drifting across the sky? Maybe you watched them take different shapes, and as they moved, your mind moved with them, feeling so light, so free. It's almost as if time itself slowed down and the world around you became quieter, softer. And as you follow that feeling, notice now how your breath deepens, how your body sinks a little more into the chair. Perhaps your eyes are feeling heavier now, and that's perfectly fine, because the more you let go, the easier it is to float with those clouds, drifting deeper into comfort, into calmness. You know, it's interesting how we can sometimes look at a tree, a tall, sturdy tree, and not really think about the roots beneath it. It's just there, standing, doing what it naturally does. And laziness, that feeling of not wanting to move forward, is a bit like that tree. The tree doesn't try to grow, it just does. And underneath, those roots are always reaching out, stretching into the earth, silently, steadily. Now you might start to wonder, what if, deep down, you have roots like that too? Roots that, despite what's happening up here on the surface, keep stretching, growing. And what if that feeling of laziness, that stuckness, is simply a pause, like when the tree sways gently in the breeze, taking a moment to gather strength? Because you see, sometimes we need to be still, to let our roots reach out, to find new nourishment. And think back to that moment when you were staring at those clouds, how they drifted without effort. It's almost funny, isn't it, how they just move without having to decide to move. And what if, as you sit here now, you could just let go of the idea of trying to be motivated? Because you know, motivation isn't something you force. It's like the sun that slowly rises, warming everything in its path, bringing light without demanding anything in return. Now imagine there's a stream that flows naturally over stones and around obstacles. It doesn't think about moving, it simply does. And maybe, just maybe, as you picture that stream, you begin to realize that deep within you, there's a similar flow. A current that already knows how to move around whatever might be in its path. And that flow, that inner stream, doesn't worry about being lazy or motivated. It just is. And sometimes, when you feel like you're stuck, it's just your roots gathering strength, absorbing what they need, preparing for a burst of growth. And you know, that growth doesn't happen because the tree worries about it. It happens because that's what it does. And so, what if, as you sit here, you allowed your mind to follow that natural rhythm, to trust that just like the tree, your motivation will rise when it's ready. And you can begin to sense now, somewhere inside you, that quiet stream flowing, that warmth spreading through your body. It's like those clouds again, drifting, changing shapes, finding new forms, without needing to be anything other than what they are. You don't have to force it. You don't have to make anything happen. Because deep down, you already know how to flow, how to grow, how to let that motivation rise naturally when the time is right. And as you continue to drift with these thoughts, you may find that just as a tree reaches towards the sky, you too can feel that subtle pull, that desire to stretch, to move forwards. Not because you have to, but because it's simply what you do. You may not notice it right away, but over the coming days, that natural, effortless motivation will begin to show itself, quietly, steadily, just like the roots beneath the tree, always reaching, always growing. Now, as we come to the end of this session, in a moment I'll count from 1 to 5. And with each number, you may begin to notice a gentle return of awareness, like waking up from a peaceful nap, refreshed and clear-headed. And as I count, you can bring back with you whatever calm and ease you found here today, knowing that your mind has already begun to integrate these changes. 1. Feeling a little more aware. 2. Bringing some energy back into your body. 3. Becoming more alert, perhaps a slight smile on your face. 4. Stretching your fingers and toes. And 5. Eyes open, fully awake, feeling wonderfully refreshed. And from this moment forwards, whenever you think about moving forward, a gentle warmth will fill you, guiding you towards action effortlessly. You'll find yourself naturally flowing into the task that once seemed daunting, with a sense of curiosity and ease. Each day, you'll notice this growing stronger, becoming more and more a part of who you are. And so, as you move forward from this session, remember, change happens naturally when you allow it. Embrace the flow within you, trust in your roots. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.